Hello, readers and writers, and welcome to Lesson 20 of your ELA School Away from School. I am Mr. Marks, and I will be your virtual teacher for today's daily lesson. Let's start by remembering our guiding questions. How do human actions affect the natural world? How do authors approach providing information and making an argument? How does reading for research help me to form an opinion and make an argument? We will be trying to address these questions through all of our work together. Okay, for today's lesson, you will need a copy of the text. The coast of Texas is a hotspot for marine garbage, especially nurdles. Your copy of Lesson 20, the Lesson 20 note catcher, and a pencil. Go ahead and pause the video here and make sure that you have everything. We only have one learning target for today. I can quote or paraphrase what others are saying. Let's make sure that we keep this target in mind during today's lesson. First, we will be reading our text for the week. The coast of Texas is a hot spot for marine garbage, especially nurdles. As you read along, I will be reading the text out loud. For the rest of the lessons this week, you can come back to this recording if you need to hear the read aloud again. The coast of Texas is a hot spot for marine garbage, especially nurdles. Nurdles may sound like something silly, but really they are no laughing matter. A nurdle is a tiny round plastic pellet. These pellets are the building blocks for nearly all plastic goods, from soft drink bottles to oil pipelines. They are also a threat to our oceans and coastlines. Because nurdles are so tiny, it's easy for them to get lost when they are transported from place to place. They can even become lost during manufacturing. These plastic bits have the way of ending up in our waters. They absorb chemicals and are eaten by animals who mistake them for food. They wash up on beaches in the millions. A nurdle weighs just a fraction of an ounce. Yet more than 250,000 tons of nurdles are estimated to enter the ocean each year. On the Gulf Coast of Texas, several nurdle spills have happened since last fall. This coast is a hot spot for marine garbage. The currents in the Gulf pushed everything up on the shore, according to Jane Tunnell. This results in some crazy amount of debris showing up. Tunnell is a marine biologist, a scientist who studies life in the sea. Texas is also a major producer of the plastic pellets. There are 46 companies in Texas that manufacture plastic materials. Many are located on the Gulf Coast. According to a recent study, rates of plastic pollution are 10 times higher in Texas than other Gulf of Mexico states. Nurdles can kill turtles and seabirds. Padre Island sits off the coast of southeast Texas. It is an important ecosystem for nearly 200 species of fish and almost 400 species of birds. Some of these fish and birds are endangered. Nurdle pollution in this area is a big concern. Research shows that nurdles can absorb dangerous chemicals. If marine animals, like turtles and seabirds, eat the plastic, they can die from it. On a recent visit to Padre Island, Tunnell was shocked to find millions of nurdles on the beach. He decided to take action. He formed a volunteer group called the Nurdle Patrol. The volunteers survey a beach or coastal area for 10 minutes. They collect all the pellets they see. Then they report the location, date, and pellet count to Tunnell. He is making a map of the findings. In Point Comfort, about 100 miles north of Padre Island, residents have sued the company Formosa Plastics. Formosa is known for adding to nurdle pollution. The company has been fined several times for violating state and federal environmental laws. The residents of Point Comfort want Formosa to pay the maximum fine allowed by the Clean Water Act, a federal law that was passed in 1972 to decrease waterway pollution. This fine would be $184 million. The court case went to trial in March. A federal judge ruled in the residents' favor, agreeing that Formosa had broken the law. The court will decide in October how much money the company will have to pay. This may be a rare case, though. Often, companies that pollute are either not caught or are not punished. This is partly because it is difficult to trace nurdles back to their starting place. It can be hard to figure out who is responsible. Spilled nurdles are hard to clean up. Nurdles can be lost at any point during production or shipping. After the pellets are made, they are transported by train, ship, or truck. They are delivered to facilities where they will be melted and shaped into plastic products. They tend to kind of ping everywhere and get blown easily by the wind, says Madeline Berg. She's a project manager for FIDRA. This environmental group is working to reduce plastic waste and chemical pollution. As for cleanup efforts, there is no effective way to remove large numbers of nurdles. Once they have been released, Berg says, you're talking about billions and trillions of pellets. Meanwhile, demand for plastic is growing. A dozen new or bigger plastic-making facilities are planned in the US in the next 3 years, according to one research company. Almost all of them are in Texas. Tunnel, the marine biologist, wants everyone to be aware of the growing nurdle issue. He has expanded the nurdle patrol to other states in the Gulf of Mexico. If more people are aware of the problem, he hopes more people will want to help. Hopefully, this is creating some awareness, not only with the typical environmental people, Tunnel said, but also with the folks that work in the industry, the people that are making decisions. Look, there's a problem that needs to change, he added, and it's been going on for decades. Okay, time to think. Today we will be paraphrasing or restating in our own words what we have read. Why do you think that it's important to be able to paraphrase what you have read? How can paraphrasing help us to avoid plagiarism or passing off someone's work as our own? Now you will have a discussion with your family member, caregiver, or friend. Paraphrase the article that you just read. What is the gist? What are the main ideas and key details? Go ahead and pause the video here while you discuss. Okay, now we will be completing the Lesson 20 note catcher. Paraphrase the article in your own words. Be sure to include the main ideas and key details. Pause the video here while you work. Great job today. Think about how you did with that learning target. I can quote or paraphrase what others are saying. Share your work with someone and tell why you chose to write what you did. Also, remember to read a book today with a family member, caregiver, or friend for 20 minutes. For today's fluency practice, I want you to use a timer, a cell phone timer, kitchen timer, or have someone count to 60 and read the passage for 1 minute. Count the words you read and write the number at the top of your text. Okay, thanks for learning with me today. I will see you back here for Lesson 21.